A major UN scientific report has concluded that human activity is changing the climate at an unprecedented rate. The report has been described as a code red for humanity by its authors. The UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (Ipcc) is stern and blunt in its conclusions. It is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the atmosphere, oceans, and land, it says. The Ipcc, a grouping of scientists whose findings are endorsed by the world's governments, warns of increasingly extreme heat waves, droughts, and flooding, and a key temperature limit being broken inside the next decade. This means that the world will hit 1.5 degrees warming much earlier than expected, possibly the middle of 2034, says the report. The Ipcc says going past 1.5 C will create more intense and more frequent heat waves. Prof. Ed Hawkins, from the University of Reading, UK, one of the report's authors, said, "It is a statement of fact. We cannot be any more certain. It is unequivocal and indisputable that humans are warming the planet." However, the scientists say a catastrophe can be avoided if the world acts fast, and with deep cuts to the emissions of greenhouse gases, could stabilize rising temperatures. And scientists are hopeful that global emissions can be cut by 2030 and reach net zero by the middle of this century. The report is the first major review by the Ipcc since 2013 and comes less than 3 months before the COP26 climate summit in Glasgow. Under all the emissions scenarios considered in the report, all targets for targets will be broken this century unless huge cuts in carbon emissions take place. Solutions proposed by the scientists include using clean technology, carbon capture and storage, or planting trees. Another co-author, Prof. Piers Forster from the University of Leeds, UK, was quoted as saying, "If we are able to achieve net zero, we hopefully won't get any further temperature increase. And if we are able to achieve net zero greenhouse gases, we should eventually be able to reverse some of that temperature increase and get some cooling." The Ipcc report found that 2,400 billion tons of CO2 have been emitted by humanity since 1850, and that we can only leak another 400 billion tons to have a 66% chance of keeping to 1.5 C. This means the planet has spent 86% of its carbon budget already. Furthermore, no one is safe from the effects of climate change. We can no longer assume that citizens of more affluent and secure countries like Canada, Germany, Japan, and the US will be able to ride out the worst excesses of a rapidly destabilizing climate, says Prof. Catherine Hayhoe, chief scientist at the Nature Conservancy. It's clear we're all in the same boat, facing a challenge that will affect every one of us within our lifetimes. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video.